support their players. This is something that's great in sport, isn't it? We see this in sports in all categories of sport across the world. The Australians standing arm in arm. We might just let the pitchers talk here. There it is, that traditional mark of respect between countries. The Cook Islanders, a very proud nation, and I think this is absolutely great for international touch to see the Cook Islands make this final and they're not without a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw them in that semi-final against New Zealand this morning. They were fantastic throughout that match. The Kiwis, they really threw a lot of questions at them in the back end of the second half, but they held strong and they actually responded really well and kicked back out to get that 2-touchdown lead. So don't write the Cook Islands off at any stage throughout this match, but on paper and through the results that we've seen so far throughout the tournament, the Aussies are definitely going to go into this one's favourites.
Yeah, they do have a very strong and experienced lineup on paper, the Australians, and some very smart thinkers, especially in the mixed game. The likes of Manu Wakely is a technician when it comes to the mixed game. And of course, for those people watching at home, you may hear during the game us call the name Scott Prince. Yes, that is Scott Prince, the ex-Australian NRL Rugby League halfback, who is a massive stalwart of the game of touch football. And he's making his World Cup debut here this year, playing with the Australian Mixed 30s team.
Yeah, but on the other side of the field, they've got strike across the park. Look out for Richard Masters, Cherry Joe, Tony Hutton, number 4. Has been one of the players of the tournament in this mixed 30s. I've called quite a few of her matches. She's been fantastic for the Cook Islands side, and Berryman as well. So they can create touchdowns out of absolute nothing from any position on the field.
And I will guarantee you one thing, Scott. The crowd favourites here at the World Cup for the mixed 30s will definitely be the Cook Islanders.
No doubt, no doubt. And I suppose that just happens when you've been world champions for so long. Everyone likes to see an upset. They always root for the underdog. I think a lot of the other countries are going to jump on the Cook Islands here.
And we're ready to go. And that's Tarangi there with the ball for the Cook Islands. And there's Hunt, the girl that you mentioned. Tarangi there. Hunt at half. They've got the ball now in the hands of Masters. He drives down. Hunt's gone around the other way. Put Berryman comes back to the left, and the pass on the ground. Probably not the start that the Cook Islands were looking for.
Yeah, they just took it kind of easy as they were rolling through the field there. There's not too much intensity on show at the moment from the Kiwis, but as I say, that Hunt comes up out of the line and puts some pressure on. Yeah, the execution of the pass just wasn't quite as crisp as what they wanted. Just went out in the front of the hands there of the Cook Islands attack.
Here comes Australia now. That familiar power drive through the middle third. Here's Di Maria. He gets it on to Prasad. Prasad will be in everything today. Prince out of half. He goes back to the left looking for Prasad. There's a penalty there for a late pass. Got caught up in the ruck, the roll ball. But watch for Prasad and Prince. They'll work together.
Yeah, they transitioned nicely there, the Australians. They got into a position where they attacked down on the try line of the Cook Islanders. They just got a little bit disjointed there as they were rolling into the line, but the Cook Islanders, they get away with it and they go over the halfway line now.
Here they come now. They're in the Australian half, and that's a loss of possession. Just need to protect the ball, both teams, when they get to that ruck position. You need to have strength in the ruck. Australia now. There's Prince at half. They'll release the ball out here. There's Walsh at half. On to Prasad. He gives it off to Wakely. There's the husband and wife team working together. Manu and Kirsty Wakely. Manu Wakely with the ball, just driving forward. Rolls the ball to his wife. She gives it back to Manu. They're looking to slow it down here. And there's a penalty against the Cook Islanders. The referee saying they're not moving forward.
Yeah, there's alarm bells ringing here for the Cook Islands. This is the second real attacking raid that the Australians have been down on their try line already in this match. They're really going to have to aim up defensively here.
A real combination here for Australia. As they go for Chan to Manu Wakely, and there he is, the technician. Manu Wakely reads the play so well. Puts Chan in on a little inside ball, but I was just about to say, of the 6 players on the field, 5 of them play with the Eastern Suburbs Mixed Open team.
Yeah, and those combinations, they always prove really vital in big matches like this. It always helps when you played a lot of touch football with your supporting players. No doubt Chan, before the play was even in Wakely's head, Chan knew it was coming as well. He knew where he needed to be, and it just opened up nicely for him. First touchdown for Australia.
Ball in the hands of Perry. He gets it out there now to Turley. Turley goes back inside. He's got the ball, quick roll ball. Perry out of half. He gives it to Turley. Turley goes long. Well taken out there. I think that was Berryman out there on the wing. The touch has been made. Here they go again. Turley trying to get through the line, but well defended by Australia.
Yeah, another player that I forgot to mention at the start of the broadcast was Conrad Perry. He had a huge game this morning against New Zealand. He's wearing the number 7 for the Cook Islands. Keep an eye out for him.
There's Brown with a big drive through the middle. Now they spring onto the field. It's in the hands there of Prince. He releases now. Prasad, watch for Prince to go from half this time. He goes to the left-hand side of the field looking for a short hole. Touch was made, but very good play from the Australian team then, really driving the length of the field and stretching the Cook Islands at the end of the play.
There's a real big difference between the two teams at the moment, and that is the speed at which they are driving through the middle of the field when they've got the football in their hand. The Cook Islands are doing as good a job as what they can, and this will help them at the moment to get the penalty, but they've got to try to increase the speed and match it with the Aussies.
Yes, so now the Cook Islanders with the ball right on halfway in the hands of Masters. He takes it into the Australian half. They give it back to Masters. He starts to float back towards the middle of the field. They find Berryman now out here on the left. He's got Tarangi out of half this time. He's looking short, that now decides to long bomb out there. And the Cook Islands, and you can hear that's Joe scoring out there. And you can hear the crowd go up when the Cook Islanders score. 1 touchdown all.
Well, he summed that up absolutely perfectly. There was outside in runners coming in for the Cook Islands, but just took his time to assess what was going on, read the defence from Australia, threw a beautiful left to right ball, has finished off really nicely in the corner. What a great response there from the Cook Islands.
And here we go again with the Australian team. That's Brown with the ball. Chan at half. They give it back to Brown. He drives into the defensive line. Chan looking for Brown again. Here he comes, the technician, Manu Wakely. They give it back to him. Brown pushed off the ball there. They'll reset. They won't be phased, the group of field on the Wakely looking to pass dummies. Gets the pass down to Chan. They throw the long pass out to Brown. Brown's going to dive through. And again, just really well assessed by the Australians. Really well set up. And that's going to be the danger for the Cook Islands.
Yeah, unfortunately, Tony Hunt just getting her feet planted on the line there. Probably caught in 2 minds whether to come in or come out. By the time she decided to come in, it was just too little, too late.
And you can understand that because they probably had 2 or 3 options they could have chosen, the Australians, on that play. The Cook Islands now. Oh, look, they hit back again. They'll need a half there. You can see the pressure being applied by Australia there, shooting up when there was no half. The ball in the hands there of Adams. He shifts it, he gets it back. They put it now in the hands of not Masters, it was Perry. Here goes Turley, that was Turley with the ball. In the hands of Perry. A penalty to Australia. Against Australia for not moving forward. And you're going to look at Perry here with the ball. He's going to try and work with Turley. So there's Perry with the ball. He comes out of half, looks to go back inside. Picks up Turley again. They're going to go again with the phase. Turley looks to dive through. The Australian defence is tight there. So it's between Perry and Turley. Now they bring the play back on the inside. They release the balls in the hand of Turley. They give it off there to Adams. Adams gets it down in front of Turley. He comes back to the left-hand side. He looks to the late switch. The Australian defensive line holding at the moment. There's a long ball out. That's Masters. An opportunity there. A lot of strapping on that on that left leg of Richard Masters.
Yeah, he looks a bit like the mummy at the moment, but that just shows what this gold medal match means. He's obviously coming in with an injury in this match Masters. He's been really good for the Cook Islands throughout the tournament.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can hang through and get through this match.
There's Prince now. They find the ball in the hands of Di Maria. Di Maria off to Prasad. Prasad switches play with Prince. He drives into him. Look at the release. The pass just goes behind. A little bit disjointed there with Prasad. But I tell you what, if those two connect, there's going to be trouble for the Cook Islands.
Yeah, absolutely. They just missed the assignment there as they were coming into the line. They both kind of looked at each other when the pass was thrown from Prince. So they turned the ball over, and the Cook Islands, they're still doing a really good job to hang into this match at the moment.
Here they go, in the hands there of Joe and Berryman. Joe and Berryman are going to work together here. It's in the hands of Berryman now. He releases the pass off Berryman out of half. He comes to the left-hand side, throws a little dummy. Hey, look long, but that was well defended by Australia.
Yeah, the space just almost opened up for them off that short ball there. Yeah, the Australians, they're under a lot of pressure. I think it's been the Cook Islands that have had the better of it in probably the last 5 or so minutes. They're doing really good in terms of transitioning down the other end of the field, and they're putting pressure on the try line of the Australians.
Yeah, and trying to hold Australia up here from getting fresh legs on, but good evasion there from Di Maria. That's allowed Australia now to stream on the field. It's in the hands of Luck. She gets it down now with Chan. Chan will work with Manu Wakely here. Wakely comes back to the right. Chan just dancing. He's got Brown to the left. Brown now sweeps around. It's just slowing the play down. They've positioned him on the right. Wakely, the tactician, the technician. And there he goes again. He'll step back and slide through, but the referee's called touch that time. I think Manu might have thought that he had got the ball through there, Wakely, but good defence from the Cook Islands.
Yeah, really good job there to stop that touchdown from the Australians. You can see that there was some sort of set play coming on when Brown swept around to the right-hand side, but they went away from him and they got numbers on Wakely and they stopped it. Nice work.
And this is a good set from the Cook Islands. They've driven the ball well. They're looking to release Masters out of here at half. Out he goes. He goes off his right leg, comes back short, but well read defensively by Australia. And so far, the Cook Islands asking a lot of questions, but the Australian defence seem to have the answers. I'm
loving the tussle between both sides over this last 5 minutes or so. It's going back and forth, up and down the field. No one can really crack each other at the moment. And geez, I'm really impressed with the way that the Cook Islands are playing. This is fantastic touch football.
Chan now, and I'll tell you one thing they are impressive at the Cook Islands is their defensive pressure trying to stop the Australians getting to their box, and they're doing a good job of it. And again, forcing pressure on the Australians. Interesting effect. And there's the hoot is gone, so it's first quarter because of the heat. They're playing quarters here. And the end of the first quarter, we've actually got the Australian team leading the Cook Islands 2 touchdowns to 1.
Yeah, great first quarter there. Yeah, as Dean mentioned, the heat is playing effect here in this match. But the Cook Islands, it was all Australia to start with, no question at all. They had a really impressive first quarter, the opening quarter, I should say the opening to the quarter. But the Cook Islands, they came back. They won the back end of that first quarter.
The quarter time mightn't actually suit the Cook Islands because, as you said, Scott, they had momentum. There's a lot of smart touch brains in that Australian team. They'll take the opportunity here just to reset a little bit. They would have identified areas that they need to address both defensively and where they can attack. So it'll be interesting to see what they do come back out here from half-time.
Yeah, I think the Cook Islands just sort of, I don't know how they just put the Australians off in some capacity there because it was a little bit un-Australian like the way the back end of that quarter finished. The passes that would usually stick, they're not sticking at the moment. So, but they're not really coming up and putting mass defensive pressure on. But they're doing something because the Australians they're not gelling at the moment.
I think they've really analysed the Australian subbing pattern. And while you're correct in saying they're not massive, coming up in mass loads of pressure, they're putting bodies in the right space, which is disrupting the Australian drive to the box. So there's not that smooth transition that they both like and they're used to. So kudos to the Cook Islands in that first quarter. Australia lead in the mixed 30s division, 2 touchdowns to 1, and we're about to get the second quarter underway, and play will recommence from where the ball finished at the end of the first quarter. Cook Islands bring it back into play now. They'll drive forward. They've been impressive with the way they've taken the ball forward. And there's Turley. He drives it forward. Perry with the ball. They release out here to the left-hand side of the field. That's Hunt at half. She gives it back to Perry. He's going to work with Turley. Turley goes into half. He's got Adams now bringing him back into the centre of the field. They dummy. They're going to drive into the defensive line. Wakely calls the players out. Hey, Perry looking to go long and short. There's really no, and they're going to rule 6 again there. Possibly a tough call on Chan. I think he was just making the touch, but smart play from the Cook Islands to place the ball in that area and get the hand on it to knock it down for 6 more touches.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the Australians, they need to be aware of Conrad Perry. When he has the football in his hands, it seems like he has all the time in the world, and that occasion he did as well.
Here goes Berryman. He goes off his left, goes off his right. Asking the referee, were they onside? He says yes. Tarangi at half. They'll give it back to Berryman. They're now bringing the players back on the inside of him. They release there. That's in the hands of Tarangi. They give it back to Berryman, who had swept around. He releases to Hunt, but well read again. Good Australian defence by the girls on the left-hand defensive edge. The ball in the hands of Joe. He sends Berryman around to his right. He brings the ball back left to Hunt. They go out of half, the girls. They go short, but they're sweeping back to the short-hand side of the field. I don't think that was the play, but they've got another one here. Joe with the ball. And dummies are probably not the best end to a set.
Yeah, it wasn't the best end to the set, but I didn't mind their options on touches 2 and 3. They still stretched and were asking questions of the Australian defence. They keep the ball, they're progressing the ball across the park really nicely, but yeah, the end coming into the 5th touch, probably not the right option there for the Cook Islands.
So now the ball in the hands of Di Maria. He drives in the line and they pull it back up here again. Prasad with the ball. Di Maria at half. He comes to the right. He steps right and left. He's looking, nearly gets through. Australia. Too much running from half and not using the ball at the moment.
Yeah, good defence as well. Again, we've made mention of it. When they've been defending their try line, they've done a great job in the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes, even into the first quarter, the Cook Islands side. So the coaching staff, they've got to be really pleased with the way that the Cook Islands have come out in the opening exchanges of this match.
And here they go again, driving into the Australian half. That'll be Masters out of half. He gets around there on Turley, back to Masters. And that was really well set up. They just went out of a touch there. It would have been interesting if they had one more. Masters would have been through the line from half. Australia now, Luck driving the ball forward in the hands of Brassard. Dummies back in on the inside, but you can see the Australian substitution pattern really not working well. Luck decides to make an effort and drive forward. In the hands now of Gossage. Gossage gets it down in front of Lug. Lug takes off, and there's a hole, a massive hole for Alonso. And that comes off the back of just simple driving and using the ball. And Australia jump out now to a 3-touchdown to 1 lead.
Well, that's better from the Australians. They transition nicely from the interchange box. It was just the running and the speed of the run, which coming into the try line there for the Cook Islands. They couldn't respond. It was a nice, simple, short ball, and they stroll over for their 3rd touchdown.
So Adams now for the Cook Islands, brings it back, he fades over in front of Hunt. She's been good for the Cook Islands. Again Adams, he'll get it back off Hunt again, in the hands of Perry. He's the danger man, and now Turley. They come around to the left, but they'll go back to the right. The long looping pass out there. And Nathan on the end of that, she would have scored, but probably a bridge too far with the pass.
Yeah, it was quite a distance that they had to throw that ball to try and get it into the right-hand corner. But again, Perry just summing up the situation perfectly. Just couldn't get the ball into that right-hand corner. And again, they're not going away, Cook Islands.
Oh, the better transition here from Australia. You see Brown driving in. They bring Prince onto the ball. He's looking at a little hole. He gets it down in front. The ball's now in the hands of Gossage. He goes short to Prasad. Prasad gets it down back in the hands of Gossage. He's through the line. He's looking for a run, but really well defended. Under pressure, the Cook Islands.
Yeah, completely under pressure. Where the Australians are really turning it on its head now is when those interchanges are coming onto the field out of the box. They're just continuing that run and at really high speed as well. So it's twice now in the last couple of minutes the Cook Islands have been under immense pressure.
And Peary and Turley doing a good job to get to the Cook Islands sub-box and get fresh troops on. Here goes Berryman back to the left. He releases now to Tarangi, back inside the Berryman. Tarangi takes off from half. He throws long. Well read defensively. Carly Walsh out there, the very experienced Carly Walsh for Australia.
Yeah, I think the difference between the teams as they're coming out at their end of the field, the Cook Islands, they're making metres by throwing the football and progressing it around. The Australians, they're looking to go a little bit more direct and really showing intention when they've got the ball under the hand as they come down the right-hand sideline.
Yeah, very structured in their play to the boxes. Lug now drives back into the middle of the field. They look to pick up Di Maria. Di Maria drives down. He's in front of Lug. Lug goes to the right-hand side. Di Maria steps inside. With a good touch there. And I think that was George there making a great touch, grabbing a leg as she got up. You can see a few of the Cook Islanders pretty heavily strapped up. It's been a long, hard event in very difficult conditions, but now they're playing for it all. They're playing for gold.
Yeah, it's all on the line here in this match in the mixed 30s. And the Cook Islands, they're down by 2. Let's see if they throw the football around and can get down the other end of the field to have another go. This won't help. They have got to come back to the mark.
Yes, it's in the hands now of Turley. He'll get down in front of Masters. Masters releases us back to his right. There's a really good drive there from Hunt. It takes off Masters, but the 6, they just miss it. That's twice now. They've just missed the touch count, but they've really set a very good platform for Richie Masters to get out and attack the Australian line.
And the Australians, again, they come back to their sub-box side of the field. So it's pretty much every time that the Australians get their hands onto the football coming out of the danger end of the field for them, they come into the box every set of 6. They're getting those fresh legs straight back on.
Yeah, and here's Chan. Chan, Brown and Wakely, they'll work together. Chan, he just asking questions of the defence, bringing more defenders forward. Oh, there was a forward pass. The referees have let that go, but no, the far side referee, he's picked it up.
I reckon the crowd got that penalty for him on that occasion. The whole crowd in front of us here groaned as soon as that ball was thrown. It was just a lazy loop around pass in front. It was definitely forward. Great call from the refs.
Yeah, well, I actually think 2 metres?
2.5.
Yep, I'd go with that. Anyway, now it's the Cook Islands. They're into Australia's half. They're driving here. They're playing a really attractive style. Look, and here's Perry. He's out of half. He'll go again here, but again, they're just getting their count wrong. That's the last 3 sets. They've set Australia up for an attacking raid, but they've dumped the ball on the last. They've got to get that count right.
Yeah, if they can get the count right, that's the right play to run on that occasion, because that's really going to stretch the Australians in defence. But there's got to be messages. I'm not too sure what they can do. They've got to call from the sideline and make sure that they get that touch count right.
Here they come, Prasad and Prince. Prasad deep in the line. Prince will go this time, gets it back to Prasad. There's going to be a touchdown here. The players are offside, and that's actually the first time that they've actually combined well, those two. I was just about to say, the danger for the Cook Islands here is both of them have such an attacking record and such attacking potency, and haven't yet fired. That spells danger.
Yeah, perfect timing there, but the two experienced players in Prince and Prasad working together there. They just got caught in defence. Prince just gave a nice little scoop pass of his own, nice and early. The players never made it back to the touchline. So the Australians, they're starting to work their way into this game a little bit better now. It's a handy lead going into the halftime break. So
Australia leading 4 touchdowns to 1. Berryman releases to Hunt. She drives the ball forward. They bring it back into the play again. Berryman at half. He throws the long ball to Tarangi. Tarangi drops it back inside to Berryman. Tarangi, let's just slow the play down there. So it's in the hands of Berryman. Dummies to Tarangi. They go long here to Joe. And nothing happening. Good defence from the Australian ladies on that side of the field. Just rolling the ball too close to the line, the Cook Islands. And they have really tried to attack Australia's left-hand defence. And Australia have got their both girls out there, but they've been probably the 2 best defenders of the Australian team so far. Yeah, fantastic defence from the Aussies out here on their right-hand side. So pivotal in the mixed game. Oh, big contact made there. Yes, it's going to be a penalty. Just a big body coming in. Just didn't get the hand into the touch. That was Terry Joe coming in. The referee, he couldn't give anything else but a penalty for that one. Here they go again. Luck drives forward for Australia. She's got McVicker at half. Now it's on to Brown. Luck at half. She finds Brown again. He's just slowing it down. Looking to play the statics. the technician. Wakely there with Chan. Wakely, he'll want to reset here. Didn't get the clean roll ball. It's on half time. And just dancing around, steps off his left, goes to Brown, and really gives to Chan. If I'm Australia, I'll just take the touch here. There's no need to throw and intercept, which is what I was about to say. A little bit heat fatigue maybe. They're up 4-1. They possibly just should have taken the touch and got into the shade.
Well, I'm sure even the coaches are doing it tough in the sun as well, but they don't need heart attacks to go with the heat stroke. Yeah, just throwing the ball around at the end. Probably just needed to hold on to that. But as we go into the halftime break, it is Australia. They work their way nicely back into that match to take control. And they go into the halftime break with the lead.
Yes, Australia leading 4 touchdowns to 1 in the mixed 30s. Gold medal match here from the Federation of International Touch World Championships being brought to you live on BBC live streaming. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back now to the second half of the mixed 30s gold medal match being played between Australia and the Cook Islands live on BBC live streaming. Australia currently leading 4 touchdowns to 1. Scotty, what do you think the Cook Islands have to do to get back into this?
Yeah, well, I think we made mention, and we were just having a bit of a quick chat during the halftime break. There was a couple of real key moments that they got the touch count wrong, and they were coming into the line in really good position. Coming up, there was one play in particular on the 5th where they ran a really nice phase play, and they would have been in all sorts of trouble there, the Aussies, if they ran that on that occasion. Get the touch count right, work themselves back into the game, but again, defence is real key in this. They've got to stop the touchdowns. They don't want to get Australia too many more touchdowns on the board, because it's going to be too hard to chase down, particularly in this heat.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with the way the Cook Islands have played, and they're by no means out of the game. My one concern for the Cook Islands is I actually don't think Australia have been clean and clinical in their attacking play. If that starts to fire in this second half, and we saw a very brief glimpse of it with Prince and Prasad late in that first half, the floodgates may open up, but by the same token, they have put Australia under pressure themselves. So let's hope that the Cook Islands is the first to score in this second stanza, and it's Prasad with the ball for Australia, about to bring it back into play. He's going to be working with Chan and Prince, and that's a change from the first half. Chan was working with Wakely and Brown, so the coaching staff for Australia have made an adjustment. So Prasad brings it back into play. Chan at half. He gives it back to Prasad. He's just working close down the field. Wakely at half. That's Kirsty Wakely. I've been looking for Prince here. Here he is. They go around with Chan on the sweep. A little play behind. Well read defensively by Masters. Didn't fall for that at all. But a nice set play just the same. Here goes Prasad. He's with the ball. He dummies to Chan. Gives it to him this time. It's back to Prasad. Slowing the play down. They send Chan around. And Australia this time guilty of not concentrating on the touch count. And it's a change over the Cook Islands. And they've got some momentum moving forward here.
Yeah, I must say, sorry to cut you off there, Dean. That caught me by surprise as well. I'm not too sure if that was the right touch count, but the referees, they have called 6. They turned the ball over. It'd be great if the Cook Islanders can hit early here.
Well, we've talked about players suffering from heat fatigue and making bad mental errors. I'm not saying it was a mistake, but possibly we've got to remember the same thing can occur for the referees in these stifling conditions. As the Cook Islands dive, that was Turley trying to get through. Prasad comes across late and just makes the touch.
Yeah, Prasad doesn't make that touch. They get the opening touchdown of the match, so it's a diving effort as well from Prasad, so had to put the body on the line to stop that touchdown there from the Cook Islands.
Australia looking to conserve some energy there. There are no real speed to get that ball back into play now. Prasad working together with Gossage to get Australia forward. Luck on the field now. In they come, the Australians. In the hands of Alonso. He's going to get down in front of Di Maria. Di Maria takes off to the right-hand side of the field. He scoots through the line. They're looking for play to get 3. And the ball just goes to ground. Well defended by the Cook Islands, not allowing the Australians support players to find free space.
Yeah, they just couldn't connect up again on that final play, but it's a really good point that you make. Making sure you cover those support players is really key, particularly when the half goes in. I was actually watching the Australian interchanges as they were coming onto the field. Looked like their timing was off just a little bit. Had to sprint around the outside. Brad Lugg really to get into a position on the right link on side of the field.
Australia very compressed in a defensive line. The Cook Islands will be looking to take advantage of that. The ball in the hands of a long flat pass from Tarangi, but the ball goes to ground. And just with that last play at the Australian attacking end, if you're watching for the first time, you're not sure why the player didn't score themselves. If the acting half runs, they cannot score the touchdown. They've got to find a support player. And here goes Australia now. Alonso drives forward for Australia. In come the subs. That's Wakely, Kirsty Wakely. Now with Brown. There's a husband, Manu Wakely. He drops it back to Brown, and you'll see that Wakely, he'll just take control of play out here. Now Chan back in this grouping again, so obviously they put Chan on that first set for a set play, and now they're back to their normal rotations. Chan with the ball. Just looking to bring the defence up. A bit of stop-start there. Good defence from the Cook Islanders. Don't let the Australians get set. Australia have to be stronger in the ruck. Wakely now on the last. Bit of a dance. Steps back to his right. He's got the pace going. Looking inside. Brown falls down. Wakely was actually looking for a very late switch there, but Brown lost his footing. But well defended by the Cook Islands.
Yeah, it was good work again. They've been great in defence, particularly on their try line, but the touch that was made on Chan coming into the 5th just caused them to come back and reset, and Wakely just couldn't quite create just that individual play, and the Cook Islands, they hold out nicely, but they're back on the attack here. Cook Islands coming into the Australians line.
There's Masters, he's dangerous. They'll look to release him here on half. They've got their numbers right this time. The Cook Islands back to the left-hand side of the field. They bring Turley back on the switch. And good defence from Australia, but very good attacking options from the Cook Islands.
Yeah, McVicar read that perfectly out there on the right-hand side for the Australians. Again, just that final pass, it's just not quite finding its mark. It needed to get out to the winger, but yeah, it was a huge ball that was thrown, but it dips down in front of the winger and the link.
A 3-pass shift to get Australia started there. 2 touches, they're up just short of their own half. There's Luck now on the field. On comes Prasad, on comes Prince. Trouble brewing for the Cook Islands. They go to Luck, she drops it back to Prasad. He floats across in front of Prince. Looks to release. Prasad telling Prince he wants it to the right-hand side. They give it back to Prince now. He'll drive down in front. He's found himself in a hole. Basketballs it over the top of Prasad. They're trying to bring the defence up for a static play. Prince out of half to Prasad. Prasad goes long there to Gossage. And just when you thought that there was nothing happening, Prasad out of nothing just floats the ball over the top. Gossage hits a hole. And Australia now out to a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, the alarm bells are ringing now for the Cook Islands. The 4-touchdown deficit in between this match is going to be extremely difficult to pull back. But that was the experience of Prasad there. He summed it up beautifully. Didn't need to go the long ball, goes the link ball. Nice line run as well. That's a nice touchdown from Australia.
Now the Cook Islands, they really need to get something on the board. Start to put some pressure on the Australians. Hunt at half. She releases off to Adams. He finds the dangerous Perry. Perry gets the ball off to Turley. There's Adams going around the left-hand sweep. Turley comes back to the right. Oh, looking to throw long there. I actually think he was going to the referee saying it was thrown into him. I believe it could have been 6 to go to the Cook Islands.
Yeah, I thought 6 to go as well. He was looked like he passed and actually released it. And the Australian getting hands on the ball at the same time, but they get away with one there, I think, the Aussies.
Alonso now. Di Maria, they're driving forward. There's some run in the legs of the Australians now, but there's been a mistake on the sub-box in the interchange. They've put the foot out. The referees have correctly put that in. Oh, no, they're ruling hooking. Hooking against Australia. So where they come in, they wrap their arm around the defender to try and hold them and open up a hole. So now an opportunity for the Cook Islands. 6 touches in the Australian half. It's in the hands of Hunt. She looks left but just decides to drive the ball down. They give it back to her. There's Tarangi. He'll work with Berryman. Berryman at half, just slowing it down. Ball's in Berryman's hands now. Here it's a Berryman, well read by Brown. They give it back to Berryman, not square, and that's disappointing from the Cook Islands. They were mounting pressure.
Yeah, and the heat is really starting to take its toll here. We can see Amy Louise Lugg down in front of us, the number 2. She's got medical attention, ice packs over the shoulders. A little bit of concern here for Lugg.
Yes, it is very stifling, hot conditions, and that is why the Federation of International Touch have made these games into 10-minute quarters as Australia make a mistake. We talked early, heat fatigue. Your brain starts to go a little bit. You start to make some mental mistakes, and that was one there from Prasad.
Yeah, it looked to shift the ball on the right-hand side. It was probably the right idea. There was space available to them on that occasion, but the delivery of the pass, it just dips down in front of Gossage, and they turn the ball over. So they're under the bump here now, Australia.
Masters with the ball. He'll look to get Turley around on the sweep. There he is, Turley. They've created numbers. The ball was going to hit the ground, but I thought Rachel McVicker from Australia had read that very well. The far wing, the left wing had come in. I'm not sure that they would have actually got the pass away. Yeah,
that's 2 really good defensive reads from Vicker. As we see a little bit of contact here, it's actually going to be a penalty. But great read. They did well to scramble. If it probably wasn't for Vicker, one of the Australian defenders actually fell down on the ground. That's where the Cook Islanders got nice advantage, but Vicker shuts the play down.
Prince with the ball for Australia. They bring Gossage around on the left-hand edge to drive forward. Di Maria with the ball. Walsh will go to half. There's Di Maria. He puts the balls in the hands of Alonso. He drives in for Di Maria. The long ball back out there to Walsh, but she puts it down. That was a long ball to the left from Lugg. They've picked up a penalty. Both Alonso and Lugg come off, and they're sending on Wakely. Wakely and Brown are going on. They still need and Chan now. Chan's coming in. Australia in no hurry there to set their play. Brown with the ball. They've got a set of 6. Wakely, he'll direct traffic out there. He's given it to Chan. He'll want it back. They'll try and they've got him on the bounce play outside. A long ball out to McVicker, and she has just been not able to take that pass. Probably deserved a meat pie too. She's played pretty well for the Australians.
Yeah, Dean, you made the call early on in the match. The combination that some of these players have, they're getting the most value out of Chan and Wakely where they're on the field together. Nice little bounce-out play, as you called, and just the final pass in the end just goes away, and they can't get the touchdown. Cook Island's under real pressure here.
Well, you're right, and Wakely and Chan, they've played together since Jesus played fullback for Jerusalem. And now it's the Cook Islands out. They come to the right-hand side of the field. They bring it back on the left. There's an opportunity here for Turley. He looks long, a great long ball, and really well defended by McVicker. We said a minute ago how well she was playing, and that was great defence from there because the Cook Islands had Australia's shot.
Well, we know how important it is to score touchdowns in this match, but stopping them is even more important as we hear the hooter go in the background. Chan dishes the ball. They'll just take the ball here, Brown. But McVicker's third quarter there was outstanding for the Australians.
Yes, definitely saved 2 touchdowns in my opinion. As we go to the third quarter, Australia 5, Cook Islands 1. We'll be back shortly with the last 10 minutes. We're back now live on BBC live streaming for the concluding stages of the mixed 30s gold medal match, Australia versus Cook Islands. Australia really well in control here, 5 touchdowns to 1. And I think you'll see some very smart touch being played by Australia. They'll look to complete all their sets. They'll make the Cook Islands chase the game. It certainly won't close up shop, but I think you'll see they'll play a very smart game from here on in.
Yeah, this is where all the training, all the preparation will come into effect here for the Australians. The experience from the coaching box. We can see their coaching staff actually directing them. They want them to get down the other end of the field for this set of 6. For the Cook Islands, they just need a touchdown. If we can just get one, that might spark them back into this match.
All right, and here go Australia. Moving the ball forward. And there's Lug at half. Good to see her back out there. There was some concerns for her on the sideline just before that last quarter. Brown with the ball. He cuts the play out. It's Di Maria, drives in. Brown will go from half with Australia, guilty of what the Cook Islands were misreading the count.
Yeah, I think it might have just been the change there from where they might have started at from the quarter time break. I can't recall whether they started a fresh set of 6 or not, but they definitely lost count of what the touch count was out, and then they turned the ball over cheaply.
Here go the Cook Islanders. Nathan gets in the half. She gives it off to Terengi. Berryman with the ball. He's got Joe outside him. Fades away. Joe's going to go from half. They've trapped Brown in the half. There goes Joe off his right foot. It goes long. A great play from the Cook Islands. And the Cook Islands score. That was George on the end of a great Joe long ball.
Oh, great touchdown there from Joe. We called it. They needed to score a touchdown to really spark them. Watch them react here in defence. This is a massive set for them defensively. If they hold out and keep the Australians from scoring here, they'll come up down the other end of the field. This will really lift the energy here for the Cook Islands side. They'll get a real whiff of it after that touchdown.
Yeah, and I think the crowd will try and lift the Cook Islands as well. Australia leading this gold medal match 5 touchdowns to 2. Prasad with the ball. He'll drive forward. I think they're going to run that same play we saw from the commencement of the second half. There's Kirsty Wakely with the ball. Prasad at half. Chan. He'll bring Prince in. Prince will get it down in front of Prasad. Prasad just loses his own feet there. So the play broke down, but they're going to reset here. There's Prince. He gets it back from Prasad. He goes off his left, gives a short ball to Prasad. They've still got one more touch. And that time a ball behind the back would have found Chan with a lot of space to manoeuvre in. Last touch here. Prince with the ball. Fades across. Brings him straight through the line. They held off him. He gets the ball back inside. And geez, it's dangerous holding off Scott Prince that close to the line.
Yeah, particularly on fifth where it's a little bit of a dead play. It can be a danger time for teams that, on the occasion. I think that they might just make the touch and turn the ball over, but every player will have a crack at the line on that dead play.
So here come the Cook Islands. There's George, the try scorer. She'll be looking for another one. There's a penalty. She's earned her team a penalty. With Cook Islands now with the ball. It's Turley. They bring Adams back into the play. Turley will go to the half. A long ball out to Perry. Perry dummies right left, comes back to the right. Turley just slowing play up, trying to drag the Australian defenders out and get it down. Perry out of half. He goes back to the right-hand side of the field. He throws the ball and Kirsty Wakely there nearly takes the intercept, but it would count for nothing as a penalty awarded to the Cook Islands for the Australian defence not moving forward.
Yeah, they'll take the chance to make some substitutions here as well. So fresh legs onto the field. Watch them bring the energy here.
And there is Terry Joe. He gets it down in front of Tarangi. Tarangi back to Joe. They'll slow it up here. They've got Berryman set to the right. And there's a penalty. Infringement in the ruck from Australia. Prasad just asking the question to get an explanation from the referee. His turn. Now they'll work again here. It's Tarangi. Hey, throwing Berryman out. Really great defensive read there. And that was Amy Louise Lugg, the girl we were worried about earlier with heat stroke. But she's back on the field. And they send Berryman around to the left-hand side of the field. Tarangi comes back to the right. Good defence there from Australia. Prasad makes a touch now. And Joe with the ball. Gives it to Berryman on the left. He shifts it further to Hunt. Hunt will drive in. They've run a very narrow side there. Joe was looking to sweep around, but they've narrowed the field, so they're going to have to come back to the right. Berryman now. He steps back off his right foot, creates an opportunity, a no-look pass. But the Australian defence up to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they'd be too happy with how that set unfolded there. Unfortunately, the Cook Islands, as we see a touch and pass penalty, they almost create a little something on the short side with some fancy footwork. But yeah, they turned the ball over and they couldn't come up with anything there on that occasion, the Cook Islands.
Yeah, the Cook Islands really digging in here. They're going to have a crack at Australia. They're not going to give up without a fight. And here goes Gossage. He drives into the Cook Islands half. Ball's in the hands of Luck now. She gives it off to Brown. There's Wakely. He hasn't been on at all in the second half, I don't think. He goes off his left foot now. He gives it to Brown. They've created numbers. Brown over the top. But yeah, I can't recall Manu Wakely. Oh, they've been given 6 to go there. I think that's a bonus for the Australians.
Yeah, that is a bonus. You're 100% correct there, because Chan just looking to get that bat on, but he didn't really get his hands on the ball all that well himself, so it looked like they were losing control of the football, but the referees have deemed it's come off the Cook Islands.
Wakely trying to bring as many defenders forward as he can. Chan throws a long ball to Brown, running an outline. What's the referee going to rule? The referee's going to rule that's down. And look, the referees were a lot closer than I were, but I thought that Brown was touched. But the referee's a lot closer. We'll go with his call.
Yeah, it was close for sure, but it was just a nice out ball from the half. And Brown, he just put his head down, got down nice and low, and a good touchdown. And it's getting away from the Cook Islands, unfortunately, now. Yeah,
Australia leading 6 touchdowns to 2 at the moment. Let's get on the Cook Islanders. Let's get them into another touchdown here as they drive the ball forward. They put the ball in the hands of Turley. These two have been good. There's Perry going around. They go around, they come back. Oh, opportunity for Adams there on the left-hand side, but they decide to come right. Christian Alonso for Australia read that play. Now with Lugg. Brad Lugg takes it forward. There's Di Maria driving. Alonso will look to take another one. Australia will bring their substitutions on now. Luck with the ball. They've got a bonus there. Player went through the ruck.
Yeah, I think that was a bit unlucky, actually. I don't think it disrupted the Australians too much. Yeah, she came around the ruck, but I didn't think she really went through it on that occasion. The touches beforehand, they did a really good job to put defensive pressure on, so it's disappointing to give the penalty away.
Prasad working with Gossage. Danger for the Cook Islands. They've got Prince very wide on the right. Prasad slowly. He's trying to bring a couple of more defenders up. They've got 2 up now. Hey, bring Prince in. He'll go out of the half. There's a long looping ball out there. Oh, heavy collision. I thought she might have dropped that. That's a head clash, purely accidental. I thought the Australian winger there, Lug, dropped the ball. That's the way the referees have ruled.
Well, how tough are they? That is unbelievable. It did look like they made contact with the head. Both players are straight back up onto their feet. But Amy Louise Lug, just dipped down, and she did drop the ball as she was trying to get that down. Great effort, good cover defence as well, but how tough are the women playing this match?
Well, they are playing for a gold medal. And now the Cook Islands, they've got to go 70 metres to get down the field. Perry trying to do his best to get them started. There's Hunt, that's a good drive from her. And in the hands of Turley now. He drives it forward. Hunt's at half. That's Nathan trying to get something going for the Cook Islanders. But good defensive pressure here from Australia. They mastered. They just haven't been able to make it to halfway that time. So they're doing their best to Cook Islanders, but Australia seems as though they've gone up a gear defensively. Prince now just takes the ball forward. Chan releases to Wakely. Wakely back inside to Chan. He's telling him where he wants him to go. He wants the ball to release. He's told Brown to get the half. There he is. They've won it over on the left-hand side of the field. There's Chan. He gets it down in front of Brown. Now in the hands of Wakely on the right. Again, you'll see that he'll slow the play down. He's trying to attract 2 or 3 defenders up out of the line. He runs the little pounce out with his wife. I wonder if they practiced that at the living room at home. So there's Kirsty Wakely, the Manu Wakely steps right, he steps left and gets caught. And the end of the set.
So we're under a minute to go now. The Cook Islands are coming out of their end of the field. They'll be looking to finish off strongly. It would be great to see them get another touchdown to finish this match off.
Here they go again, Turley. He's been very good. In fact, all the Cook Islanders have been very good. They've just come up against a very classy Australian team. They've got a long ball here. They get the ball out to Hunt. She's nearly playing on with the score. They get it back inside now to Joe. Joe gives it to Berryman. They slow it down again. They're trying to attract the defenders up. They had an opportunity on the right. Berryman down. Joe out of half to the left. Gives it to Berryman. Berryman steps inside to Joe. And there it is. The Cook Islanders score. They bring it back to 6-3. And the crowd appreciate the fact that they're not going away.
Well, fantastic work there from the Cook Islands. They get one right before the full-time hooter. Too little, too late. Unfortunately, the Australians were clinical throughout that match. Congratulations to the Aussies, but you've got to put your hands together for the Cook Islands in that match.
And a fantastic effort there by the Australian mixed 30s team. They are a great team, very well put together. They are very technical in the way that they play, very structured. But let's not take it away from the Cook Islands. They kept going and going and going. Not a bad player amongst the Cook Islands. Congratulations to Australia. They have won this gold medal game. 6 touchdowns to 3. And if we look down there to the men's 30s on field 6, the French contingent are going absolutely berserk. I would suggest that they have won the bronze medal, beating the old foes. It's the Battle of Agincourt all over again. But this time, France coming out on top.
Well, that's a huge upset from the French. England had a really tough semi-final this morning against South Africa, but France would have been going into that men's 30s bronze medal as the underdogs, and no doubt about it. So, wow, huge match there from the French. But again, great job from the Cook Islanders, but it's the Australians who are the World Cup champions in the mixed 30s.
Congratulations, Australia. Well done to the Cook Islands making the final. We're going to be back very soon with our next gold medal match, this time in the men's 30s. Australia once again, but this time they'll be facing South Africa.